Hey YouTube, nice normal guitar demo review today. So we've got a Michael Kelly, not sure of the model. I'd like to have a look at it and see what it is, see what it's like first. So K19 Indonesia, so 2019, so practically new. Kind of reminds me a bit of a Sir, kind of look a little bit going this way. So it's going for the sports strat rather than a super strat. For some reason, a super strat to me has to be pointy somehow. So we've got a 2-point bridge with a big block in the back. A sort of mad the cover on the back's got like bits cut out. It kind of looks 3D printed actually, or something like that maybe. Which I suppose is cool. Can you actually get at those screws? You can't really get at those screws. What was the guitar I was working on? That the Gem Junior. It was great because it had 2 slots in the back, which means you could adjust the tremolo without having to take the back plate off. You normally have to take the back plate off to get at the back on a normal bridge anyway, but on a Floyd Rose you come from the top, so you shouldn't have to take the back plate off. But on this one you probably get away without doing it because you can actually quite easily get your finger right down to the block, and you can see that it's quite a good block. I did have to do a wee bit of had to shim the neck because the string was fouling on the bridge post. It's sorted now. Got a very thin neck. It reminds me, I don't know what, it's obviously not an original neck, but the Squire Showmaster always reminds me of that neck. It's got an element of a jazz bass feel to it. I don't know what that, if you're a bass player you'll kind of know what I mean. It's rounder here and then it gets flatter. It's got a sort of jazz bassy compared to a P bass, which seems to say, I mean, there's only like a millimetre in it, but you notice it when you're playing it. P bass seems to stay the same thickness. This seems to get thinner here. But yeah, got locking tuners on it as stock. Humbucker, 2 single coils. I think it's got a push-pull coil split on the bucker. I was thinking of doing some other thing with it, but it's quite a good setup. I like that setup. So strap body, a little bit more contoured, a little bit pointier. Again, sort of like not a million miles away from the Roadster sort of concept, really. Mother of toilet seat scratch plate, 5-way switch, 22 frets. It's got the reveal binding on the top, which I think it's likely just to be like a veneer on the top, and then whether it's another cap or whether it's just the body taped off to make it look like it's binding. I like it. I prefer that to having a bit of plastic in there, to be honest. Right, so neck pickup, orange TH30. There's a reverb pedal on. Position 4. Middle. But I mean, on this the side of build, it's a pretty well built guitar. I don't know what the K stands for. It probably tells you what factory it is, but it depends. I mean, it doesn't really matter kind of where your guitar's built. It's how much money you give the people to build it. You know, so it's like the sort of Korean guitar is better than a Chinese guitar. That doesn't work, because if you get Korea to build you a guitar that you're going to sell for like 150 quid, and then you get China to build one that you want, you give them twice as much money, it'll be a better guitar. And then position 4 with a single coil engaged. With humbucker. See, I think that is still a valid sound. I keep taking it out, putting in an automatic coil split, but having a humbucker and a single coil is a bit different. Definitely better for clean. And back to the single coil. Single coil. I'm out of practice with the loop pedal. But amp distortion, I've turned the reverb off. I'm just too used to the rat pedal. Yeah. Actually, one of the things I like about this tremolo bar is, well, it's not particularly tight in there, but there's an Allen key, so you can tighten up. It kind of stays where it is. That way, it just wobbles back and forward. I wonder if I've not pushed it in far enough. Just no, you got a fair amount of. Where's my Allen keys? I'll show you how to make a 5-minute video. Not happening, right? It's always that one, isn't it? Yeah, just to see if it sorts it. It should. If not, I'll get a plastic straw out. It didn't need much adjusting. Yeah, so now I'll try to see what the trem's like. It's amazing what a difference it makes. Yeah. I not want to go to her. Doesn't seem to go up very high. You have to pull it very hard to get to do that. See that design? It is quite a stiff trem, but it does mean that when you're doing the Chuck Berry, when you bend this note, it doesn't pull the bridge up. See? I've not played Trying to Be Good for long enough, obviously. Noticing there the volume control, these two knobs are kind of almost where they are in a Strat, but the volume is not here anymore. It's just a volume and a tone, but it's kind of better. I was kind of feeling myself going for the volume there and kind of watching out for it, because the volume normally sits in below the trem arm, so that's been thought of. When you look at these things, oh, why is that there? And you go, well, I think a lot of people don't like the bridge, the pick up where the control where it is, because you always hit it. could turn the rat pedal on if I did, turn it off again. Yeah, so I mean, great guitar. Kind of, I was thinking of an era to make up for this because we've got different eras of guitar. This, to me, looks like of the style of the early 90s, and I don't know, it's like kind of like the 70s Japanese coffee table era. It's kind of that. I need to think of a good name for it though, where you get like a superstrat sort of thing, but it's a little bit more sports strat, a bit more traditional than, you know, like been neon coloured and having points and stuff like that. So it's like nothing as vulgar as a Floyd Rose. So they've kind of got that, but it's just a little bit, and they've kind of made it a little bit more furniture-y. Just the furniture series, you know, with nice woods, and it kind of looks quite flash and modern and sleek. There's so many custom guitars you can get, like as I said, your Sirs and James Taylors and stuff that kind of for a time looked very like this. I think now most of these companies just make relict looking old guitars. People just want old Strats. First time I saw it, I thought it was a Yamaha Pacifica, which it sort of kind of is a little bit, but not really. The neck's very thin. I don't think I've got a guitar with a neck like this. Maybe it's just that's just a modern thing. I don't have any modern guitars, is probably the reason for that. But I mean, assuming it's not been set up previously, it's actually set up pretty well. The frets are good. They're not no jaggy bits. They're all level. I think I can get the nut better than that. So, definitely worth looking at. If it's your thing. As I said, I don't know. I'd put this, I don't know, it's going to be like 300 or 400 quid, I would have thought. In the sort of the fancier range. Quite an old-fashioned guitar. In some ways, well, old-fashioned isn't. I just remember... I've seen a lot of guitars that look like this, but that look really cheap though. It's like the sort of thing that you can't, when you try and do fancy woods and, you know, the binding and stuff like that, when you try and do that on a really, really cheap guitar, it kind of doesn't work. It just ends up looking really cheap. Whereas this one doesn't look cheap at all, but it's the sort of thing, by trying to do this, it's very easy to make it look cheap. It doesn't. Well, what gibberish. Rock on. Like and subscribe.